because he never really learned, but he wished that he had learned as a kid. So he gave me a violin when I was 4 years old, and so I was very lucky. But we didn't have great music program in my school, so I was lucky that I had parents that gave me lessons without. But you guys are incredibly lucky to have great music program. That's because I'm sure a lot of you would not have played music without it, and I'm so happy about your school. It's amazing that you have this rich program here. I'm so proud of it that in my city that we have a program like this. It's very, very exciting. And maybe any of you think maybe you want to be in music when you grow up? I mean, yeah, really fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. And the thing about music is that it'll be with you for your whole life. Even if you don't become a professional, it's something that will make you a richer person. Your whole life, you'll have music. If you want, if you can impress, boys can impress the girls when you're older. Take out your violin and they love it. Even if you're not a professional, if you're a doctor, I have doctor friends, people who do other things, that every week they meet for play string quartets together, even though they're just amateurs, and they love music because it just enriches your life. So if you ever think about quitting, think twice, because it's something you will always treasure, especially when you're older. So and hopefully not. Anyway, your question was who inspired me. So it was my parents at first, but then it was teachers. I had really good teachers. Different teachers. One teacher, my first teacher was pretty good teacher. I mean, I wasn't holding the violin quite right and had some bad habits, but she loved music, and she made me love music because she gave me a lot of stuff to play, and I just went through it because she just made me love music. Then I went to a teacher who looked at me and said, "My God, you're doing it all wrong. We got to go back to the beginning and do all these etudes and scales and all this stuff," which I didn't like so much, but I'm glad I did it because she fixed a lot of things. And then after her, I went to this guy, this man, he was one of the great men. His name is Joseph Gingold, and he was a great master. He was 70 years old, I was 12, and he was like a grandfather to me, and I went to him, asked him to teach me, and he took me under his wing, and he just opened up a whole world of what music was. Because of course violin is fun as a challenge. It's interesting to try to figure out how it works and get better and all this. But then you get into another level of where the music starts really meaning something really powerful for you, and you start getting goosebumps when you listen to music. And I'm sure some of you have that experience at times. The power of emotional power of music. He took me to another level and made me want to become a musician. And now I travel around the world. I travel about 200 days a year at least. I'm on planes and every continent every year. I'm pretty much, but I've gotten to travel to almost every civilized country at least. And I've played for presidents. This year I got to play for President Obama twice, and I've gotten to meet all kinds of interesting people, movie stars, and I've done some movie stuff, and it's just an amazing job. I'm so lucky because I love to play the violin and I get paid for it. It's not bad. It's not bad. So I'm very glad I'm how about another question?
What do you do to start to learn a new piece and practice?
To learn a new piece? Well, what do I do to learn well, first thing I do when I learn, of course it's always fun to learn new pieces. For me, I have to learn new pieces, but I also have to keep going back to pieces I learned when I was very young, like the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto I have to play this week that I learned when I was 12. I have to keep going back and practicing it and getting it better, even though I've known it for, I won't tell you how many years, but many, many years. But new pieces are fun because it's a new challenge, and I read through it and see how it makes me feel, and I think about the phrasing of the piece, like what do I want to do, what kind of sound, there's so many levels of making music and playing the violin. Of course, there's just moving your bow back and forth and trying to make a decent sound. But then you get to another level where you try to get different, like a painter with colors. You try to get different colors of sound depending on the mood of the piece. So that's a whole other level of interpreting the music. So then I don't have a teacher anymore, but I have to teach myself. Think about all these things. Sometimes I play for people that I respect and get their opinion. How can I change? What would they suggest to make it better? Yeah. How long did it take me to what?
To master the chaconne.
The chaconne, is that what you said? The piece that I played? How long did it take to master the chaconne? Well, to master it?
Never right.
But the chaconne is a piece I played probably first when I was about 15 years old, and I keep going back to it. It's I probably learned it in a few weeks to kind of learn it. But the piece goes on for about 17 minutes. I cut from the beginning to the middle to the end. I cut out all the, because it's actually a real amazing journey through the piece. It takes you into every aspect of motion and technique. But